What if I told you the Rimac Nevera broke 23 world records in one brutal, history-making performance run? Yeah, it's nuts, and we're not even in the deep yet. 0 to 60, apocalyptic. Quarter mile, it eats it for breakfast. And here's the kicker. No one wanted to sell Rimac parts in the beginning, so they just built everything themselves. The motors, Rimac. The batteries, Rimac. The software, you got it, Rimac. All built from scratch in Croatia, a country known more for Game of Thrones backdrops than building full-blown hypercars. So, how exactly did a little-known Croatia startup go from nobody to flipping the entire hypercar game? Stick around, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into the storm. Let's talk performance. What started as the C2 concept is now the Nevera. It packs not one, but 4 motors, 4 single-speed gearboxes, one for each wheel. The rear motors alone pump out over 1,224 horsepower. That's more than most supercars have in total. Put all 4 together, and they crank out a whopping 1,914 horsepower and 1,740 pound-feet of torque. That's 1/4 megawatts of power, equivalent to a small power plant jammed into a car. It makes sense when you think about it. It's named after the Nevera, the intense Mediterranean storm that strikes with lightning and raw power. And guess what? It's 100% electric, and still punches like a heavyweight V12, if not even harder. All that power hits the road through Rimac's custom all-wheel torque vectoring system, or in short, RAWTV2. It makes 100 calculations per second about how much power to send to each wheel. Official 0 to 60 miles per hour time, 1.85 seconds on paper. In real-world testing, it hit 1.74 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is savage with a capital S. 0 to 100 in just 3.21 seconds. The quarter mile time, just as impressive with a shocking 8.25 seconds. It's distinctively quicker than the Tesla Model S Plaid's previous record of just over 9 seconds. And top speed, 258 miles per hour. Yeah, of course, that will suck the life out of the battery really quick. But the fact that it's possible is what makes this electric hypercar stand out from the crowd. Even when it's running low on juice, the Nevera offers some of the fastest charging times in the EV market. Its liquid-cooled battery can jump from 0 to 80% in just 19 minutes on a DC fast charger. The 120 kilowatt battery is mounted right across the floor, which gives the car an almost perfect weight distribution. The Nevera also rocks Brembo carbon ceramic brakes with 6 piston calipers in all 4 corners. And sometimes, you won't even need the pedal. Regenerative braking takes care of it without you lifting a toe. Another noteworthy feature, Rimac's most advanced carbon fiber monocule yet. At just over 440 pounds, it's the world's biggest single carbon fiber piece ever used in a car. That means lighter weight, tougher chassis, and ultimately, awesome handling. I know, 4 motors and almost 2,000 horses, you'd expect aggressive bodywork and spaceship vibes, but not the Nevera. Surprisingly clean. From a distance, the Nevera pretty much looks like the C2's doppelganger. But zoom in, and you'll notice a few design tweaks here and there. The body's been tightened up. It's got smoother lines, better airflow, and a giant rear wing. The payoff? A 34% boost in aerodynamic efficiency and better cooling to the powertrain and brakes. The overall shape feels like it was carved by the wind itself, wrapping tightly around the electric beast under the skin. Up front, there's an active splitter. It lowers drag when you need range, then flips to add downforce when you need grip. Then there's the subtle but smart front bonnet flap. It guides air through the center channel, slicing drag and stabilizing the car at high speeds. Now, under the car, that floor is flat as a board, on purpose. It teams up with active rear flaps to boss the airflow under the car. So more efficiency, cooler batteries, and happier brakes. The highlight, though, is the signature necktie pattern on the side, a nod to Croatia's 17th century history where the cravat was born. But it's more than just a cultural wink. It's part of the Nevera's sleek aerodynamic styling. Now, the Rimac Nevera has 4 active aerodynamic elements that literally shift and adjust on the fly. In range mode, underbody vent snaps shut, the rear wing tucks away, and the front bonnet flap chills out. The goal: low drag, max efficiency, smoother operator. Flip the track mode, bam, all flaps open. That aggressive rear wing rises, and airflow gets turned into ammo for downforce and cooling. This is the Nevera flexing its claws. And then there's high-speed mode. Rear wing retracts. Underbody vents do their thing. It's all about slicing through the air like a bullet. The rear wing doesn't just look great. At high speeds, it delivers grip. Hit the brakes, and it flips into air brake mode in just 0.3 seconds. What keeps this missile glued to the ground are massive 20-inch wheels hugged by Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. This is the kind of rubber that grips like it's got trust issues. But the absolute showstopper here is those butterfly doors that swing upward like wings on a spacecraft. Inside the Rimac Nevera, there's carbon fiber everywhere. The cabin is clean, sharp, and split into 2 zones. Top half, pure performance. Down below, comfort controls and infotainment playground. Slide into the soft sculpted seats and you'll see premium leather, Alcantara, exposed carbon, and billet aluminum knobs. They've got tiny built-in displays to tweak drive modes, torque balance, and gear selection. For a hypercar, the Nevera's got generous legroom, headroom, and enough width to make even drivers over 6 feet feel fairly comfortable. Visibility is shockingly good too, which is quite surprising. Most superfast hypercars are terrible at letting you see where you're going because of their low-slung stance, chunky pillars, and tiny windows. Tech-wise, 3 TFT screens give you the full sci-fi cockpit experience. 1 behind the wheel for all performance stats, 1 touch controlled in the middle for navigation, media, driving modes and stuff, and 1 for the passenger so they can feel like they're doing something too. But there is this one feature that hits like a plot twist. The Rimac Nevera features the world's first AI driving coach. 12 ultrasonic sensors, 13 cameras, and 6 radars that give you real-time audio and visual tips as you drive. Comfort-wise, there's climate control, power-adjustable everything, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and even a pair of cup holders. Plus, there's a hidden phone slot under the armrests, a storage nook behind the main screen, and a tiny glove box. Storage? Let's be real, it's a hypercar. The trunk is 3.5 cubic feet long and shallow. I mean, who buys a 1900 horsepower electrical monster and complains about trunk space anyway? Definitely not the 150 lucky souls who will eventually own one. Well, hats off to the Croatian geniuses who decided to cook up this hypercar from scratch. The engineering, brutal speed, and brainy tech are undeniably brilliant. But here's the real question. Would you trust AI to coach you driving? Or would you just switch it off and go full human mode? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the Nevera, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And until then, keep rolling.